Okay, so there's over 60 artists, over 31 nights, and we're on day 16. I'm not going to put the accent on, but you know exactly what we're all thinking. It is the middle of the iTunes Festival, live from the Roundhouse here in Camden. We've been chatting to lots of people that have been coming along and performing, and tonight she's knocked Radiohead off the top of the charts. She's got Paul Weller guesting on her next album, and her latest single destroys celebrity culture. For that alone, I say, mon yourself, Amy MacDonald. Good to see you again.
You too.
So here we are, we're at the iTunes Festival. The iTunes Festival is solely for people that have entered competitions and that are huge fans.
Yes.
So does that then mean that it has a bit of a special place in your heart for
Yeah,
you?
I like it. I think that it's good because not everyone can afford to pay for gig tickets every night. So there'll be a lot of people there that don't necessarily go to gigs. So it's exciting to have such a mixture of people in the crowd.
Will Mr. Weller be joining you on stage?
I don't think he will, unfortunately. Maybe one time he could, but I've always I've liked the idea of trying to persuade him to come and do like an early morning TV, so like live with Lorraine, and he can stand there doing his bit. I'm not sure he would go for it though, but I think it would be quite cool.
But how did you get him on board with you for this album?
The first tour I ever done was supporting him across Europe, just myself and my guitar, and him and his crew and everyone involved were all just so nice and so helpful, and we just stayed in touch, and he literally said to my manager and I, if we need to use a recording studio, we can use his whenever we want. So we recorded most of the second album in his personal studio, and then he was down there, and my manager said to him, "Do you want to play something?"
Good management.
And he was up for that, so it was all good.
Obviously, you know, you've kind of already been there. I mean, you can't really get much bigger when it comes to stars to work with, but I would be curious. We've got lots of great people playing at the iTunes Festival. Are there any on the list that you would like to maybe either collaborate with or...
I mean, there's so many amazing artists. I think somebody like Tony Bennett is an absolute legend, and it would be amazing to sing something with him. And then bands like Biffy Clyro, obviously Scottish as well, and they're doing really well, and they put on an amazing live show. So there's so many options.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you a little bit about your bands that you're enjoying at the moment, that you're sort of, you know, new bands that are coming through, or even just new, old bands that you've discovered.
There's so many amazing acts that have came throughout the years before my time that it's nice to be able to go back and discover. And one of my absolute favourites is Bruce Springsteen, and he's just got so many classic albums that you can literally spend years discovering it. So he's one of my absolute favourites right now, and I listen to him most days.
So you're going to be going off. You can basically watch Amy perform live at myspace.com/iTunes Festival. But if maybe you've got a date tonight or something like that, you're going out, you can't make it, the performance will be released live as an EP via iTunes as well. So it just remains for me to say to you, is there anything you'd like to say to your fans before you depart?
Thank you very much for watching this interview, and I hope that you enjoyed the gig.
The sublime Amy MacDonald.